as we're waiting for the last members here to join, I want to go ahead and put my screen up on the broadcast. This was tweeted out to me, and we shared a hearty laugh because of it. Watching WGLNA, one of the players is named a bag of kittens. This leads to hilarious commentary like, Anubis heads to the east with a bag of kittens. A bag of kittens rolls down the hill headed for the enemy tanks. I was talking to a bag of kittens earlier. For anyone that's new to World of Tanks, welcome to the WGLNA, and thank you for joining us. You will probably hear some other crazy things out of context.
I want you to know how dedicated Bag of Kittens is, by the way. This guy, I woke up around, I think, like 7 o'clock this morning. I go on, and he had a message for me from last night after all the matches. It was like 10 or something like that. I go, I say, hi. Oh, and I responded to him, not really expecting him to respond immediately. Boom, he's right there.
Yeah.
This is a guy that sleeps sometimes 1, 2 o'clock in the morning just so that he can line up with everybody else. And then he wakes up super early to, you know, go on with his life, go to work, et cetera, et cetera. He has a lot of dedication for this, and it's really showing through in his gameplay.
That is the strength and determination that you learn in so many different scenarios throughout your life that you can apply to a team. And a lot of these players, some of them coming up to me and being so enthusiastic and glad to be part of something bigger than themselves, you know, and to have that kind of experience at any age really, but especially for a lot of these players at a younger age, you know, early 20s. A lot of these players kind of reach that, but also to have some mentors too in the real world of some of their teammates that maybe, you know, in their 30s and have a little bit more established careers. It allows, I think, a very, very strong, positive community of players that they have more respect for each other as well, and that's really important. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final match of the night. Turtle Police versus Fate's Chosen. The map is going to be Prokhorovka. Let's get into it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Prokhorovka. To the north, we have the red team. It is Turtle Police. No Lord Commander, though, on the team. And to the south, we have Fate's Chosen in the blue. And what do we have for tanks, Greetorp?
Looks like 2 T-69s and 3 1390s over on the side of Fate's Chosen. On the other side, for Turtle Police, it is a 5100, 2 IS-3s, a T-69, and a 1390. So definitely a little bit suspect with that 5100 and 2 IS-3s. I'm already a little bit questionable about Turtle Police's decision.
Yeah, I am too. Randall, I want to hear your thoughts.
It's a really heavy setup, and it could work if they can get the right engagement. The IS-3s, we can't see a long drawn-out battle where we have lots of skirmishes and such.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's opposite. Turtle Police is going to be the blue team.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I missed that.
Fate's Chosen is the red team. That makes a lot more sense since we have guys like Parrot 1 and a Pyro.
Yep.
From the old Turtle Police team.
That's true. Carmen Lefebvre, Nagamorditz, Valkovich, Smitty. For some of their names kind of ring a bell, but I'm not remembering them assigned to Turtle Police at all. So it looks like they had a change.
You should recommend Parrot 1. You should remember Parrot 1 and Nagamorditz.
Yes, I remember them, and I do recommend them too.
Oh, yes, of course.
I like the 5100 because it's a heavy damage dealer, and it can stop some of those tanks in their tracks, clean them up, especially at 1390. I am a little more cautious about these IS-3s.
They'll be nice if they can get the fight, and it has to be close, and they'll have to jump on somebody if they just get a little too close. The kind of person that could jump on, well, actually, no, I thought that was a 1390 over in F6, but it's actually Parrot 1. So this is looking really good for Turtle Police right now. I really like the position. It's far away from these IS-3s. These IS-3s want to have an engagement very close to their opponent. And it looks like Endless Night has actually found another one of the T1s. This could blow the cover of this advance, though, for Turtle Police. I don't know how many of those members were spotted, but this does indicate that west side push, which means that these IS-3s might have time to line up their shots or get closer to force some kind of close fight. Farmer Andy taking big hits.
Yeah, Nagamorta's able to lock down that shot, and he gets the T1. Kabuya Down goes one of the first tanks here.
Hey guys, also look at a Pyro all the way on the side, in the east side. On top of that hill, he's going to be able to put out some really good crossfire. This is some really, really cool play coming out of Turtle Police, just realizing, hey, the IS-3s make them so incredibly immobile. We want to have multiple engagements. If we have just one engagement and go for the big attack, the IS-3s should be able to just take out our 1390s very easily. But if we extend the amount of time of this battle, that's when we can really have the advantage.
Yeah, the thing, though, to remember is Prohorovka is a huge map. So a Pyro is his draw distance, the game at which the distance at which the game will actually draw tanks, display them to you, could be rather limited. So there could be shots he misses out on. Like for right now, he can see the IS-3s when they get spotted, but he might not be able to see a 1390 if he were over maybe 2 grid squares to the west. He sees Farmer Andy right now, but he doesn't actually have shots. The hill's in the way. There's plenty of cover, which means that a lot of these shots that will draw for him will be out of his range, but a lot of these shots he would have are going to not be able to display. He's going to have to get way closer in order to capitalize upon some of the spotting that's happening in the west.
Also, the thing that's important, too, is the shadow information. The last time they were spotted. And now, Garmin Lefebvre taking some hits. 2 hits coming from Kadam and In Your Eye. In Your Eye shooting twice. Don't know if any of them landed. At least one track. That one does land from either In Your Eye or Kadam against Garmin. There, In Your Eye is able to lock that shot. And is he going to go for a blind fire? He does.
And it does hit him too, but it bounces off. Wow, incredible. Garmin's so incredibly lucky. Even Valkovich was going ahead and putting himself in between the crossfire, but it still managed to land on that T-69. Thankfully, it is not a Tier 8 advantage, though, for Turtle Police. Still, that's a big liability at that point.
Yes, it is a big liability, and Garmin is incapacitated, if you will.
Well, he hasn't taken any crits, luckily for him.
Okay.
No criticals to his modules. He's, you have 39 health or you have 100 health. You're still doing damage as this T-69.
He's going to be to the rear.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to be.
The guard.
Oh, definitely.
He can still carry a gun, but his leg needs surgery when it comes to the infantry. So he's going to be a little bit out of commission until a huge firefight will ensue. And if that does ensue, he's going to try to do as much damage as possible, obviously, out of the T-69.
Yeah. Leaving him in the back will be the obvious choice. Although that does mean there's a lot less flexibility of position. He's not going to be able to capitalize on any positions to begin a fight. Oh, wow, that's a Pyro in the 1390. I believe he just got spotted, and he's making a big spectacle of himself, actually going to the south now. He's way cut off. If Fate's Chosen decided right now to jump all over him, that could be a huge advantage going towards Fate Chosen. I don't think the 1390 Pyro would get away if they managed to do that. However, it looks like they're not going to want to push out onto a Pyro. They've taken too much fire. They're too much damage has been taken. They don't want to move.
Keep that in mind. If they do go to cross the track, they're putting themselves up a hill, which slows them down, gives shots out for the rest of the team to really take advantage. And that's one thing Turtle Police does not have. They don't have an active scout. Pyro is the closest thing to that, and he's been passive scouting for about 80% of this match.
Well, Parrot 1's been a decent scout so far. Look at him spotting through these tracks.
That's
Great
true.
job right there.
But,
Farmer Andy, though,
using a 1390, especially against those IS-3s that aren't incredibly good at turning over, looking at an area, and then shooting very accurately. I think that's how you're going to do it. And now a Pyro is going to be that person just stretching over the bend and lining up the shot. He's going to get it.
He's going to just unload in these guys. It's kind of like fish in a barrel, except these fish have guns.
And Kadam takes one of the hits from a Pyro, and he locks it down the 1390 against that T-69. In Your Eye and Wily Coyote trying to use any of his Acme
and here we
APCR
go.
rounds.
And this is the big push coming in from all sides. Valkovich is going to be heading the charge. 1390 is going to be engaging. It gets In Your Eye, and In Your Eye goes in your face.
Nagamortis trying to lock down one more hit against Farmer Andy. He does himself, taking one of the shots coming from his dead opponent, but continuing his hits into Wily Coyote. A Pyro from the north side coming in hot against Wily Coyote and PB Cat. 783 HP and 563. He's going to continue trying to draw fire as Smitty and the T-69 and Valkovich move across the crest of the hill. Going to focus on Wily Coyote or PK. Which one is it going to be? PK is trying to hide behind the bushes. It's not going to be any effective at all at that moment, and they are able to get the kill against Coyote. PB Cat, only one left on the field with 532 HP left. This will be a matter of time as Nagamornis gets hit pretty hard here.
Yeah, well, he got shot by his teammate, unfortunately.
Not cool, bro.
Not cool. Simped it right there. But ladies and gentlemen, battle number 1 going to Turtle Police. We're going to have battle number 2, the continuation and a wrap-up of that last game after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Spawn on the north side is Turtle Police in the blue, and in the red will be Fate's Chosen. And 5100 I'm seeing already for Fate's Chosen. What are you seeing, Gretorp?
Yep, a 5100, 2 T69s, and 2 1390s. Same thing on the other side, except instead of that 5100, it's that 1390. The 5100 is being brought by Fate's Chosen. Excuse me, by the way. I said 1390s have 1150. Clearly, I'm an idiot.
That's all right. I wasn't listening to you to correct you on my bad.
1100 for the 1390s. A lot of numbers to study in this game, my friend. It's okay. I forgive you. In your eye, taking a lot of damage. 699 and a 1400 on him. And Turtle Police coming out of the gate, doing well, landing those hits against him and Big Spot. That's going to be an HP advantage for Turtle Police.
Yeah, this is generally why you see north side go to the east. The positions you can take up to punish anyone, the south spawn, as they go east, I would say are superior. There's some great spots, some great hold downs, some great high grounds. Just all of that to use to your advantage, whereas from the south, I would say that same position is not as strong. That mirror image was not as good.
Clearly shown by the evidence of the amount of strikes they're able to hit in Uri and his teammate. Salute, which I just recently found out that's what that symbol means, or 07, however you want to call it. And the T1 moving to the front.
Needs to be a little careful. He is fodder at this point, but that fodder is at a price. If you go out and extend, you will be shot out by the rest of the team. So kind of lets them know exactly where everybody is. And here's the big push around. 1390s are going to get the flank. It looks like Valkovich is going to take the brunt of the damage, but In Your Eye is down to 218 hit points, and he's down. Big Spot is the next priority, as he's already 1,000 hit points down.
Valkovich is ordering a lot of those shots from PB Cat, but he's able to get the kill against the 5100. Farmer Andy cleans up against the other 1390, and Carmen Lefebvre from the other side with the flank is going to clean up the rest of PB Cat.
They got a little lucky. Catum did get ammo rack there, so he went down very, very extremely fast. PB Cat is only one shot away from dying. It looks like a lot of these guys are clipping. So unfortunate. Look at this. Valkovich, 108 hit points. Apyro, 133. All it takes is one good shot and they're down. But unfortunately, they weren't able to get those finishing blows. Now the last person alive in terms of Tier 8 is going to be Farmer Andy. And guess what? Farmer
Andy is going to land that last shot here. It's going to do probably another 200 damage. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, 219 damage. 178 HP left as Apyro is on chase against Farmer Andy. And the only tank left alive, Wile E. Coyote's not going to have any traps. Apyro shooting just a little high against Farmer Andy. Farmer Andy's going to continue to be on the run here. Apyro is circling around the cars. Parrot 1 in the T1 battle is able to take down Wile E. Coyote. Smitty in the T69 not able to get the land. Another shot from Apyro, but it's Parrot 1 that gets the kill.
That is
battle number 2 goes to Turtle Police. Could this be a 3-0 night, ladies and gentlemen? One more battle will determine that. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody, to WGLNA Season 2, Qualifier number 1. I'm Clutch. He's Gretorp. Joining us on the set as well is Randall Rukil Holcomb. We've had a great night so far of 3 zeros. There's Randall and his hat and beautiful smile. And this could be another 3-0, a 5-match 3-0 shut down, shut out, as we will call it. Turtle Police versus Fate's Chosen. Turtle Police, that was quite a push into that East Valley, and they knew they were going to win before they even pushed in, it seemed, with that type of confidence.
Let's be honest.
It was a little bit risky, though.
Yes, it was, especially brawling with the 5100. But they said, hey, we did enough damage. Let's go in and push. It doesn't matter with that 5100 being there because we've already negated that damage by just going ahead and doing a lot of damage in the very early stages. So the 5100, yeah, it helps out. Don't get me wrong. But it's negated. It comes down to who's the better brawler. Guess what? Turtle Police is the better brawler when you have these two teams facing off against each other.
This is a team, even though it's got different members now, that brawled up against Fulcrum Gaming on Ruinberg and won.
That's right.
Something to consider, folks. All right, Rukil, your thoughts before we jump into Himmelsdorf.
I was actually surprised that those 1390s did not get spotted on their approach. I feel like that might have been an oversight by Fates Chosen. If they'd spotted those 1390s, I feel like they could have repelled them, but they didn't spot them, so that made it so the element of surprise was, you know, at its maximum when that happened. You had 1390 shooting to the back of tanks, and that advantage in time just was so huge. It threw the fight off completely.
I think the most important thing, though, is their sides, right? I can't stress this enough. It's the easiest to hit their sides because of how long it is. So when you have that reticle, 1390s are pretty inaccurate. Normally you're up against the front or the back, but having those sides gives you just a much easier target to be on the move and also hit your opponents and penetrate them for the damage.
Aim for the center of mass, and it's easier to hit something.
Although I have to remind you, they all did stop smartly, very smartly.
Yes.
1390s, if you're going to unload your clip, generally you want to find a nice, safe spot to stop. And actually, many of them did. There was this nice little hill, very gentle little hill, right between where the 1390s came in behind Fates Chosen. And it blocked shots, so what happened was we had one 1390 actually back off a little bit when he went down very low, and that actually kept him alive a little bit longer. So that kind of stuff, I don't know if they planned to come in that way, or if they just saw that and that's their entrance and they saw, hey, there's a little defilade right there. We can get our turret just over that. It was perfect. It was a very good entry spot for those 1390s. Beautifully played.
They planned on coming in hot, and they're going to do the same thing here in Himmelsdorf, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get into what could be the final battle of the night. Let's get this show on the road. Cries one of the commanders from the tanks. Let's do it, sir. To the north side, we have the blue team in the lead, 2-0. It is Turtle Police. In the south side, the red team, Fates Chosen. This could be the final battle they have in qualifiers. The second to last chance they will have if pending they do sign up for qualifier number 2. If they don't make this, battle, they don't make this series. Greetorp, what do we have for tank selection?
Let's take a look. 5100, 2 IS-3s, a T-32 clutch.
Yes.
I think they were listening to you. And also we have a T-69 over on the side of Turtle Police. On the other side, it's a 110, 150, 100, 2 IS-3s and T-69 out.
110s, T-32s, and IS-3s. Oh my. This is going to be a heavy brawl battle. And that 110 is a nice tank to see on the field because it breaks up the monotony a bit. Of course, you want to use the best tanks possible. That's how you win. But having a little bit of variance is not a bad thing. A Pyro is scouted on the side for the red team, but no shots fired yet as we see 3 heavy tanks moving up one side of the hill.
And look at the trigger over there. There is Endless Knights that's able to scout out and see that eventual push. If he sees any tier 8s, he's going to say, okay, push down Tank Alley. And when they do that, they're going to be coming in hot because that's 5 tier 8 tanks up against whatever it is, an IS-3 minus 1 IS-3 for all that they know right now. That's 5 versus 4. Let's do an overmatch. And guess what? They're coming in hot.
That's right. And Endless Knights going to fall back to the northern position with the scouting information, yelling, hey guys, guess what? I see him. But now they see him on Tank Alley. The salute all the way onto the west side is not going to see anything, and Big Spot going to run away the T1 as it looks like Turtle Police will be coming in hot down the Tank Alley. IS-3 leading the charge. T-32 moving in behind the rubble to try to set up a defensive position in a hold down mode. And now is the
wow, look at that
return.
Doe 80 was spotted in that 110, so that now they know an IS-3 and a 110 are all the way up there, and they know the positions. So they're not going to be coming in too hot. They're going to probably be coming in cold because they know exactly where they're coming from. Or
it could be matched up lukewarm with a capture of 2 tanks, 3 tanks, 30 seconds left. Big Spot in the T1 taking some hits himself. Valkrich, Garmin Lefebvre, and the rest of Turtle Police have drawn the line in the sand, and this is going to have to be the answer from the Fates Chosen. 20 seconds left on the clock. Kadam, Wile E. Coyote in your eye, and the 5100 going to be the first one there. Salute goes down, trying to hit Smitty. Smitty gets a shot against in your eye. 897 out of 1400. Smitty 1057. A Pyro, Naga Mortis, Garmin Lefebvre are going to hold down the position while the red team tries to move in as fast as he can. Wile E. Coyote in the IS-3. He's going to be coming in hot, but is it enough, Greetorp?
I don't think so. It's going to be really tough. Dash got a couple of good shots in that IS-3, was able to reset it, but 10 seconds left. They need to be coming in hot right now in order to reset this yet again. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. It's not looking good, and it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Red base is captured. It's a 3-0 sweep for Turtle Police. Congratulations to them. It is the Friday sweep.
The Friday sweep. It's the coming in hot sweep that happened tonight. Turtle Police, again, with the great capture, great movement. And with the information that they needed, they were at the hill, and they pulled that trigger. That's that killer instinct we've been talking about.
Exactly. I mean, if you want to pull that trigger, you do it hot, man. You do not hesitate at all. And that's what they did. Turtle Police every single time. Very decisive on Prokhorovka. Now over here on Himmelsdorf. You got to pull that trigger. And when you pull it, it's YOLO Swag 420 or nothing.
That's right. That's right, man. Rookil, I want to get your thoughts on that last series and also all the matches for tonight.
It's been a pretty clean 3-0 every time, but there were some matches a little closer than others. I felt like High Voltage put up a pretty good fight against Pubstars. I know Pubstars looked fantastic, but High Voltage did a very good job there. I thought, let's see, I also thought Forgotten Legionnaires. I thought you guys did pretty well as well. I thought that was a good team. I'm thinking about the teams that lost but still performed rather well. A lot of our winners looked very good. I can't wait to see them tomorrow just to see, because that's even more evidence to which team is our best team in this entire bracket.
These teams have a lot of momentum, right? They're going to be coming hot into the round of 8 now.
That's right.
And this is where all the marbles have to be bet on. This is where a lot of the big favorites are going to have to question themselves and say, are we really a favorite anymore? Pubstars considered the big, gigantic favorites going into this to win the whole dang thing. They have a lot of opponents that are more than capable of taking them out. I don't know. I mean, this round of 8 is going to be absolutely insane. I'm going to actually pull up the bracket a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that. I was asking you to pull them up real quick.
So I'll be right there. BRT.
Okay. Or you can actually pull it up on my screen, gentlemen. Cazadores versus Pubstars in the quarterfinals. EC, thank you, versus Refuse to Die. Turtle Police versus Sympasaurus Rex. And Hunter by Hunter versus Victorious Secret. That will be our quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals will be happening Sunday night. Again, congratulations to all the teams, not only that moved on, but also participated. If you did not make it, remember that you can move on, again, at least have a second chance in qualifier number 2. Registration happens next week. Make sure to register. Take the experiences that you learned for qualifier number 1, re-hone your skills, re-hone your team, and I guarantee you'll have a better experience in qualifier number 2.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are done for tonight. That is all the matches, 5 matches. Let me just go around and ask, what is your favorite match of today?
I definitely liked watching Pubstars play. I thought it was very clean. It was very good. I really want to see them do well. I think they will be at least our finalist in this bracket, and their play is very impressive. So definitely Pubstar stuff.
I have to agree with you. I think Pubstars is a force to be reckoned with, but I also like Refuse to Die. These guys are coming back from the WGLNA Season 1, and man, oh man, are they looking good. Clutch?
I'm going to have to say Turtle Police. I am surprised with the amount of change-ups they had in their roster and the amount of aggression they had with their trigger pulls. Of course, they were up against Fate's Chosen, which was a team that we have seen before, and kudos to them for showing up. But Turtle Police were in a dominating role when it came to all the different map position and pulling the trigger. They were coming in hot every single time, and that's actually going to do it for us tonight. We want to thank our sponsors, Azo Monitors. Make sure to go to Amazon.com to check out those monitors. Alienware, Logitech, and Kingston HyperX. Also, a big thank you to everyone who's participated and also is joining us in the chat. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at WGLNA, on Facebook at facebook.com/WGLNA. And for the VODs and more information about the league, go to WGLNA.com. And also to check out World of Tanks for yourself, worldoftanks.com. And World of Warplanes will be coming out September 26th here in just a little bit. Rookil, he's been able to count all the coming in hots that we were able to say tonight. So thanks everyone for playing and for joining us. We will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific time right here at twitch.tv/WGLNA. We'll see you then. Good night and good game.